Hello again. We're back. And this morning we're going to be making something that I think is pretty simple, and I kind of enjoy doing it, but it's kind of tedious too. So we're going to be making the strands that people put on Christmas trees instead of hanging their ornaments individually. I've I've noticed, like, if you go to some of these places like Hobby Lobby, Menards, places like that that have these pre-decorated Christmas trees, they all have like this really big, pretty strand of ornaments that's just strung around the tree instead of having individual ornaments. So here's the one tip I can give you about this. You need a lot of ornaments to make a small string, okay? Another tip, and I learned this pretty much not immediately, but as time went on, I learned that these little tops come off really easy. So every time someone bumps the tree or anything, ornaments are falling off. I should have had the foresight to actually hot glue these on before putting them on the string. So today we're going to do that, and we're going to make our strands. I'm going to start off. I have my hot glue gun warmed up. This, when you put the dot on, it does not have to be a perfect dot. It doesn't really matter. You're probably not going to see the top of that ornament anyway, because it's going to be in a bunch. The ornaments that I have, I got this in a pack of 3 different colors, I think last year at Walmart in the after Christmas sale. And I thought, oh, how cute that would be to put that on our office Christmas tree. The office Christmas tree is only red. So I'm only doing red ornaments. This pack of medium-sized ornaments I got last year, also following Christmas, like the day after Christmas, at Walmart. And I think they were like 75% off. So I think I paid like $2.50 for them, and they're normally like $9.50, almost $10. And these, in the little tubes, I got at the Dollar Tree. Because I've said before, when you craft, it gets very expensive. If you can find a way to make it more affordable, that's the way to go. So for me to go to the Dollar Tree and pick up some cheap dollar ornaments, that made this even more affordable since we do use so many ornaments for this. So I like to make sure that I have different colors ready to begin. So I want to make sure that I have some that are glittered, some that are not, some that are textured, so that I can go a little ways before I have to stop and glue more. So I'll show you how I start this. So I take some floral wire, and some people tie that off, tie off their ornaments. They start off like they would start off and actually tie a knot in this and tie it around that ornament so it doesn't move. I personally don't do that, solely because when I put this on the tree, I use this extra floral wire to kind of anchor it down on the branches. So I will leave this untied at the end, and when I get finished, I'll just cut the other end off and tie it together. So the first step after you've glued and they're cool is just to start putting them on here. Doesn't matter what order. I try not to do the same thing back to back. So I just kind of put them on there, and I try to keep it random. I don't really want it to be a pattern, because if it's a pattern, then I feel a little type A and feel like I have to stick with it and make sure that I don't go out of the pattern or it's going to look wrong. So if I don't have a pattern to begin with, it's a lot easier for me. As you can see, all of those that I put on there have made about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. This is why I'm saying this takes a lot of bulbs. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll glue a few, and I'll be back with you after that. Okay, I have a few more that have been glued, so we'll continue on. So the idea for me, the best part that makes the difference is to find different shapes and sizes of ornaments to help complete that different look. Like this one's a little disco ball. These are matte finish. Have some little glittery ones. And I always try to leave my hot glue gun over my paper plate because I don't know about you guys, I am not the biggest fan of working with hot glue because I end up with hot glue everywhere. So if I can keep it over my plate, that is beneficial for me. And I really need to put some of these big ones in here because we have a lot more big ones, I think, than small ones. As you can see, it's starting to come together. Of course, you always have the little strings off of the glue. So again, you cannot see the glue on any of this other than the ones that are stringy. And it just really looks neat when it's on the tree. Okay, I'm going to glue some more and come back. Occasionally you'll find one that is dented or misshapen, and that's okay. I just put it in and usually it blends in. I don't see it. I often find them where the top does not seat correctly, holding the top to the ornament. These are probably the ones that would have fallen off anyway. And I just make sure to super glue those good. Or I'm sorry, hot glue. Just one fine little bead. And it doesn't really even have to go all the way around. All you're doing is tacking, giving that top something to hold on to so that it doesn't fall off of your tree. You could also use E6000, I suppose. And E6000 is kind of like a permanent deal though. That will put about anything together. And the only difference is it takes much longer to set up, harden, and be able to be used. Where this is only a few minutes after that glue cools, it's ready. So maybe after I get this done, I'll send you a picture of the office Christmas tree. And maybe even a picture of my Christmas tree in the house to show you how I used this technique and how my tree turned out. I mean, it's certainly not something that's going to be on the cover of a magazine, but I definitely could have done worse. So the nice thing about having them all done is that I can try to keep a good flow of the small and larger ones so that I don't get down to the bottom and realize that I have the last 15 are all medium sized. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick off some of these little glue whiskers or whatever you want to call them. So we're going to go back to our string and start stringing some on. Again, in any certain order. Doesn't necessarily matter. I just try to be random and keep about the same size flow. So now I got this one special one, and I think I'm about in the middle, so I'm going to put it in there. So here we have another one that has a dent. I'm not sure if you can see that. We're just going to put it on, and that dent's going to go right up against the next ornament, so nobody will really be able to see that. So when you're trying to move it down, if you have some that don't want to move, just kind of straighten out pull your floral wire taunt, and it'll move down. It might just be a little bend or something holding it up, and sometimes you just kind of have to help it. That bought us some more space. So as you can see, we are getting quite a few here. So this is going to cover the front of a tree nicely. So we're coming to the end. I'm just trying to go every other one. One big, one little. And trying not to put all of the same big ones together. Okay. Here is the finished product. We have a nice sized strand that we're going to put on our Christmas tree. So I'm just going to cut it off. Another thing that you could do with this, and Taylor's done this, my daughter, she's made this into a wreath. I think she uses coat hangers though. I've tied it all off, cut my ends, so that tomorrow when I go into work, I can just untie it, put it right on the tree, and tie these to loose branches, or to branches to stabilize it, so it'll stay right where I want it to. Maybe I'll update with some photos. Hope you all enjoyed this. I can't wait to see your trees. Drop them below. I'd love to see photos of how this project worked for your tree. Thanks and have a great day. Don't forget to like and share.